rumor has it that the session where it took you guys like 50 takes to get the final video that went viral, that was like 14 hours. Can you speak about that? And when you got the final take, did you know you had something special? Like, could you have ever imagined that it would have gone on to do what it did?
Right. Yeah. It was definitely a marathon day. 14 sounds conservative, to be honest. By the way, as well, MC Beard Guy Mike Taylor wasn't ever supposed to be in the video. We set that up and arranged that as a four-person situation. He just happened to kind of, when we were on hour 10, 11, 12, he was touching base and saying, "How's it going?" I think he was trying to just chat with us, and we were not getting back to him. We were like, "Dude, we're still going for it over here." He just showed up 11th hour style, literally 11th hour, and that wound up being probably like the most viral element of the whole video, right? But I don't think we actually, there's some videos where, especially ones that are like high stakes and where there's like, really moving variables involved. Usually in that sense, when you got it, and it's like a huge relief moment or a huge celebration moment. I don't think there was that with that one. I think we were so sort of like just like zoned by hour 12, 13, 14, that it wasn't until we were watching things back that we said, this is the one. By the way, as well, like none of us thought it was going to be some breakthrough video of any sort, which I think there's something to be said about that. You hear about people, whether it's a hit song or a hit, really anything, that was one thing that they just tossed out into the world and they moved on, and they're 5 projects later, they hear that went out and ended up doing crazy things. That was definitely the experience for us. We put it out there. We thought it'd be cool, but we didn't necessarily think it was going to be this. How can you really expect that, right? It's even back then, let alone today, trying to get a video to go viral. But how can you expect that it's going to do that? We just thought, cool, this is going to be another thing. Let's move on. Let's plan out the next shoot. Let's plan out the next shows. Let's figure out the next stuff. And it just stopped us all in our tracks, and we just had to just ride that wave. And I say ride the wave, but what I really mean is work our asses off. I should really make sure to delineate those two, because at the same time, our video took off. That kind of same month, there was this lady who was crying on the toilet about how much she loved her cat or something, and she sang this little song, and she ended up like selling shirts. Props to her. She like capitalized as much as she could. But I think about that a lot too, because it's like she had actual 15 minutes, right? She had her 15 minutes. She made a couple bucks, I'm sure, on the shirts or whatever, and then she was gone. Us as a group of folks who truly never thought we were gonna get a chance to make it at this level, right? We all wanted to, we all hoped to, but as if, right, just by the numbers, right? You gotta, most people assume that that's just never going to happen. Same with like pro sports or anything like that, right? It's just like, I guess the difference here being that like we're an independent band that is having success, that we need to kind of like drive ourselves here, right? So case in point, the blow up happens, and it's like there was this kind of collective, let's buckle the hell down here. And like this 15 minutes that we've got right now, we are going to stretch that into, literally, I can say that now, stretch it into 15 years plus, out of sheer stubbornness, determination, hard work, and just like willingness to want to always keep eyes on what's coming next. I think, whether that's a new social media platform or a new format that's working, and it's really sticky amongst new viewers, or anything, any combination of things that involves staying tapped in and staying finger on the pulse and staying current. I think we've done a hell of a job at continuing to put the work in, to be able to test those waters enough to be able to stay in people's faces, really. I mean, isn't that what it's all about these days, right? Attention economy. If we're not doing our best to get in people's faces and grab their attention on the doom scroll on the timeline, someone else is going to come and take that spot. And there sure is no shortage of, especially these days, talent out there, that people that could come by and steal that attention away from us. So I think that if nothing else, that work ethic, that sort of unwillingness to want to not have this life and hold on to this life and create new opportunities for ourselves over all these years, despite losing members, despite X, Y, and Z ups and downs, I think we continue to kind of default to a spot that is, what's next, what's going on, what's the next thing, and how do we action it. And for as much as it's been nice to, as a group that started by wearing every hat ourselves, it's nice to have, we have our studio in Burlington now, and we have a couple of folks who are in there helping us out and doing that and working for us. But by and large, we are still wearing every hat ourselves. And that's just kind of the way we've always done it and the way that we've been able to ensure that everything goes out with the right Woat stamp on it. So I don't think that that'll ever go away, even though, like I said, we're grateful to have more help these days. But that's really just more because the volume of output has increased as such. And it's kind of past the point of any one of us being able to hold down on our own. So yeah.
Can I point out that if you guys locked in your final performance of that song in under 10 hours, there'd be no mic in that video?
Exactly, man. What does that say about going with the flow and just kind of like
Yeah.
gut, right? Like we knew we didn't have it yet at that time. And truthfully, yeah, like now that I think back on it that you're mentioning, it's like him being that missing piece. There's a great chance that we should honestly, I should ask you, we should look back at the pre MT takes because we
You
probably
should see exactly what moment he comes in for the first time.
we probably had a couple banger takes in there as the four of us, but something about it wasn't feeling like we had nailed it yet. And when he showed up, we had it within a couple hours. So man, that's a really good point.